are two types of us over the age of 40. There are those who accept this gradual decline, accept this narrative that this is just how life is now. We just need to accept it. And this is how life is going to go the next 10, 20, 30, 40, even 50 years of our life. And then there are those of us who do not accept that narrative, that in fact, we're in this mindset where it's time to level the F up. We want to build our bodies in a way that is going to carry us into our 70s, 80s, 90s, and beyond to allow us to keep doing all of the things that we want to do. Maybe you're a hiker, maybe you do high rocks, maybe you do CrossFit, maybe you do pickleball, maybe you do all the things. And you want to build a nice, strong, healthy body that allows you to continue doing those things as we get a little bit older. So if you are in that second group, you're in that group where you're like, it is time to level the F up, this video is for you. I'm going to share with you 7 different non-negotiables that are a new standard for how we're approaching our health and fitness and really focusing in on some of the boring basics. This is what I call the boring basics. These are the foundations of a strong, healthy, fit lifestyle, is what I call the balance framework. This is a proprietary framework that I put together, really is just a way to help you remember and to think about what are some of the things that you're focusing in on with regards to your health and fitness that aren't always working out. That's not always what you're eating. There's other components that go into it as well. So let's get started. The first in the balance framework is build strength through movement. So we want to build nice, strong, healthy bodies through different types of movement. Weightlifting, I'm a huge advocate for weightlifting. We talk a lot about yoga on this YouTube channel and body weight exercises. We really want to focus in on some of these movements that help us build strength, help us build muscle, okay? So things like weight training, even just getting out and going for a walk every single day. The priority here is getting movement in every single day. A is adequate hydration. So when we talk about nutrition, sometimes we forget this conversation around hydration. And this is really starting to pay attention to how much water you're drinking every day. And if you're drinking a lot of things like soda or coffee or tea or kombucha, and I like all those things too, but really just how much plain fresh water are you getting throughout the day? So that is really one great way to optimize your health and fitness over the age of 40 is paying attention to how much water you're drinking throughout the day. L is to lower your stress levels. And now notice I did not say get rid of all of your stress and life is grand and pink fairies and butterflies and all that stuff, right? That's not realistic. We're at a point in life where you got family responsibilities, maybe you've got kids, maybe you've got grandkids, your parents might need you, you've got careers, you've got a lot of stuff going on in your life, and it's not necessarily like getting rid of these things, getting rid of this stress, but it's how do you react to it? How do you handle that stress? What stress relieving, stress lowering, stress management techniques are you doing to help manage that stress? Okay, so there's a lot of different things that you can do to lower your stress, things like breath work, things like yoga and meditation, and even some things like focusing in on your nervous system regulation and doing things to help your body just come out of that constant go mode or that fight or flight mode. So really focusing in on what are the components, what are the aspects of your week that are you doing to help lower your stress levels. That's part of the plan, is lowering your stress levels. It's not always go hard, go big, go home all the time. It's where is that scheduled downtime? Where is that scheduled time to focus in on coming out of that fight or flight mode and into rest and digest, okay? The second A in balance stands for adequate sleep and recovery. Ties very nicely to lower your stress levels, but this is paying attention to things like how much sleep are you getting throughout the night? How good of quality of sleep are you getting? A lot of us nowadays are using things like the trackers and the phones and the Oura rings and all this stuff to help track your sleep. And maybe it's bringing some awareness to how well you're sleeping or maybe how not so well you're sleeping. And what kinds of things can you do to help improve your sleep? Can you go to bed a little bit earlier? Can you change the temperature in your room? Can you change how dark or how light your room is? Things like this. But then also building in recovery time as well. Like I said, we're not going to go hard 7 days a week anymore. That's not what we're doing. I know a lot of people are type A. I'm type A. And it's really easy to be like, I got to go big or go home. But also understanding that recovery is part of the plan. That active recovery is part of the plan. Something like a light yoga class, going on a light walk, maybe going for a swim or, just treading in some water and getting in some light movement that just moves your body, get things moving, but building in that recovery as well, that we're not going hard 7 single days a week. N in the balance framework stands for nourish your mind and body. That's a huge component to a healthy lifestyle, is what kinds of things are we consuming both through our mouths, through our eyes, through our ears. What kinds of things are you consuming in the media? What kinds of things are you consuming on your phones? What kinds of books are you reading? Things like this. Paying attention to good, nourishing things that you want to read, that you want to watch. Things like this that help to nourish you and get you in this state of like, yes, we're going to get focused in on the thing. I'm feeling great. I'm learning new things. I'm feeling healthy. I'm feeling productive, versus like consuming some of this social media content that can really be triggering and can really like raise your cortisol levels, get your nervous system all wired up. You want to pay attention to what kinds of things you're consuming, both through your eyes and your ears, but then also through your mouth as well. So what kinds of things are you putting in your body as far as food, hydration? Are you paying attention to how much alcohol you're drinking? Are you eating high protein meals? Are you eating fruits and veggies? Are you trying to limit the ultra processed foods? Things like that. So really just paying attention to what you're consuming, both from a nutritional standpoint, but then also from, other types of media that's out there. Social media, movies, TV shows, books, all that kind of stuff. Fill your brain with all the good things. C in the balance framework is to create a success plan, okay? And I always say that we create a plan, you execute the plan, and then you revisit the plan or revise the plan when the shit hits the fan. Because that's how it goes. You can make all the plans in the world. I start executing the plan. And then, where really successful people come in when they're maintaining their health and fitness, and even improving their health and fitness over the age of 40 is that ability to pivot and adjust when shit just doesn't go right. Okay. So you're going to, I'm the kind of person, I sit down Sunday night, I make a plan for the week. This is what I'm going to get done. These are when I'm going to do my workouts. This is my plan. And then you know what? Life happens. Tuesday afternoon happens. Wednesday night happens. Stuff happens. And it's having that ability to create that success plan and then adjust the plan when things just don't go as planned. Okay. So it's not on Tuesday, my plan went completely off the rails. Life happened. 1,000 things got thrown at me that I wasn't expecting. And it wasn't like I go, okay, well, the rest of the week is screwed. I'll just start over again on Monday. It's not what we're doing here. It's, okay, you know what? This happened. I'm going to pivot. I'm going to adjust. And we're just going to move forward. We're going to move on with my life. Keep going. Keep doing the thing. Okay? So C is to create a success plan. E in the balance framework is to embrace consistency and accountability. These are another two really big things that are very important as we're trying to level up for our high performance body after the age of 40 is understanding that consistency is better than intensity, okay? So what that means is, I'm gonna give you a very concrete example here. So what that means is, you go to a gym Monday morning, you're like super motivated, you got a new cute workout outfit, you got new shoes, your hair looks cute. Maybe you threw on a little mascara before you went to the gym. Maybe not. I'm one of those people, I don't put makeup on before the gym. You're feeling good. You go to the gym, it's Monday morning, and you work out so freaking hard because you're so motivated. You're just like, I'm gonna do this. But you work out so freaking hard that, okay, Tuesday comes around and you go to take a shower and you can't lift your arms to wash your hair. Wednesday comes around, you still can't sit down on the toilet because your legs hurt so bad. And like this literally goes on for a week, even 2 weeks sometimes. You've just gone so intense that you work out the one day, but now you haven't worked out for 2 weeks because you're so sore. You haven't worked out for a week because you're so sore. All right. That's just one example of how being consistent. So I'm not going to go super duper 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 intense on Monday. I'm going to do and honor where my body is right now. I'm going to work out for where my body is right now so that Tuesday I can do the next workout. Okay. So we're getting consistent. So you're working out 3, 4, 5 days a week versus one day every week or one day every 2 weeks. Okay. So that's where consistency is better than intensity. But also when you get to a point in your fitness where it's time to level up the intensity. That's not what we're talking about here today. I can certainly make another video about that, but it's like you get into this really good, consistent routine. You're like, okay, I work out 3 days a week. I'm feeling good. I work out 5 days a week. I'm feeling good. It's time to level the F up. That's where you start to level up the intensity. Again, we'll make a separate video about that, okay? And then the other component to E is to embrace accountability, all right? Now, many people find that it's difficult to hold themselves accountable to their goals, especially when they're getting started on something. This is where a lot of people will hire a coach. Doesn't matter what you're doing. If you're going to school, you decide I'm going to go back to school, learn a new skill. I want to make a career change. Oftentimes what you're paying the school for is to hold you accountable to your goal, okay? That's oftentimes what you're paying them for. Same goes with any kind of coach, whether maybe you've hired a leadership coach in the past, maybe you've got some coaching programs that you've gone through at work, things like this. Whereas it's a lot of it is, let's make the plan for you, let's create this plan, but now I'm going to help hold you accountable to it, okay? So that's where coaching can really come in handy if you're in this health and fitness space where you're like, it's time to level up, it's time to level up my journey. That's where coaching can really come in handy. But if you're also this person that you're like, I'm good at holding myself accountable to things, like pay attention to that. That's a skill. That's a skill. And a good coach is going to teach you how to do that, how to hold yourself accountable to things. I've shared many times where one of the ways that I hold myself accountable is I have a literal paper calendar. It's a free calendar that I got from Phoenix Children's Hospital in the mail. And every single day I write my workouts on it. And when I'm prepping for a bodybuilding competition, I start tracking my weight, I start tracking my body fat levels, I start tracking my cardio levels, I start tracking all the things that I know are important to me. They're part of my plan. And I hold myself accountable by tracking them in that calendar. And then at the end of the month, I can see how consistent was I throughout the month. Did I miss every single Tuesday, which seems to be my pattern lately? That's why I'm calling myself out here. But it's like, do I miss every single Tuesday? Well, that's where it's time to readjust, okay? So clearly something's not working in my plan because I'm missing every single Tuesday. Something's going on, okay? So you can see that bigger picture. So learning how to embrace accountability in the sense that, yeah, you understand like it's totally okay to ask somebody to hold you accountable. Maybe you've got a workout group. Maybe you've got a class that you like to go to and people are calling you like, hey, why aren't you here? Maybe you've got a workout buddy. You check in with each other every single day. Maybe you've got a coach, whatever it might be. But then also making sure that you're taking these concerted steps towards just learning how to hold yourself accountable to your goals, okay? So these are the 7 non-negotiables that we're working towards here as our new standard, as just this person who's like, I'm ready, I'm trying to level the F up, like let's do this. These are those boring basics that we're really gonna focus in on to optimize your health. So building strength, getting adequate hydration, lowering your stress levels, getting adequate sleep and recovery, nourishing your body and mind, creating a success plan, and then embrace consistency and accountability. So if you're interested, I do have a lot of different videos here. You can check them out. I've got links in the description box that you can go. You can check out a couple of different articles that I've written on my blog, and then a couple other YouTube videos that you might find relevant if you're this person that's on this, like, I'm ready to optimize. I'm ready to optimize my health and fitness, that you might find interesting. So check those out. If you like the video, subscribe to my channel, send the video to somebody who you think might find it helpful, and I'll talk to you soon.